Welcome to this custom-tailored deep dive crafted specifically for you.
Thanks for having me. I'm really excited to get into this one.
Yeah, it's a great topic. Imagine a destination that sounds, well, like the setting of a dark fairy tale. A thriving, timber-built coastal city in Norway that, in a single winter night, is completely wiped off the map by a devastating fire.
It's a total tragedy.
Right. But then, it doesn't just recover. It rises from the ashes and is completely reimagined into a breathtaking, colorful architectural masterpiece.
It really is one of the most remarkable urban transformations in European history, and not just because of the speed of the rebuild, but because of the sheer artistic ambition behind it.
And that is exactly our mission for this deep dive. We're going to sift through a massive stack of sources, travel blogs like Heart My Backpack, excursion guides, museum archives, and culinary reviews to craft the ultimate no-overload guide to Alesund, Norway.
No basic tourist fluff.
Exactly. Just the cultural and historical core.
To really understand Alesund, you have to picture the geography. This isn't a city that sits safely tucked away on the coastline.
No, it's right out there.
Yeah, it's built on a rugged row of islands extending right out into the fierce Atlantic Ocean. It serves as the gateway to Norway's most iconic fjords and the dramatic Sunnmøre Alps.
Okay, let's unpack this because we have to start with that dramatic origin story. The fire of 1904.
Right.
You have a town primarily built of wood, which was the standard then. A fire breaks out during a brutal winter gale, and the wind just pushes that wall of flame from island to island.
The destruction was almost total. When the smoke finally cleared, only a single small house was left standing.
10,000 people suddenly homeless in the dead of a Norwegian winter.
It was a disaster of staggering proportions. But this is where the local tragedy became an international cause. Alesund was actually a favored vacation spot for Germany's Kaiser Wilhelm II.
Really?
Yeah.
The Emperor of Germany?
Yeah, he frequently visited the area. When he heard about the fire, he immediately sent ships loaded with food, medicine, and blankets to help the population survive.
That's incredible.
It was a massive relief effort. In fact, that's why one of the main downtown streets is still named Kaiser Wilhelm Gate today.
Here's where it gets really interesting. They didn't just rebuild the city the way it was before.
No, they didn't.
And they didn't just hastily throw up cheap utilitarian buildings either. The entire city was reconstructed in just 3 years using the high-fashion architectural style of the time Art Nouveau, or Jugendstil.
It gave the city a unified aesthetic that you rarely find anywhere else. Everything was rebuilt simultaneously in the sinuous, elegant style.
So if you're wandering these streets today, where do you go to see the absolute best example of this?
The sources all point to the Swan Pharmacy.
Ah, this Vinaya Podik.
Exactly. Built between 1905 and 1907 by architect Hagbarth Martin Scheitberg. Today, it houses the Jugendstil Center, the Art Nouveau Center. It features the town's best-preserved Art Nouveau interior. It's so significant that Queen Sonja actually opened it in 2003.
Bringing in the perspectives from the Heart My Backpack blog, there's a recurring theme. Because of this cohesive architecture, walking through Alesund actually feels more like wandering through a Central European city than a Norwegian one.
It's a striking visual contradiction right on the edge of the wild Atlantic.
Speaking of the Atlantic, how do you get the best view of a city spread across multiple islands? You climb. Specifically, the 418 steps from the city park up to the Fjellskua viewpoint on Mount Axla.
The reward for that climb is incredible. A full 360-degree panorama.
You can see everything from up there.
You see the intricate network of islands, the Bresundet Canal separating the central islands, those vibrant Art Nouveau roofs, and the majestic Sunnmøre Alps in the distance.
And for anyone listening who thinks 418 steps sounds like a bit much,
don't worry, there's a city train or a road you can drive up.
Good to know. But let's do a quick weather reality check based on the blogger's experience. Clear skies in Alesund can often just mean pouring rain.
You really cannot trust the forecast.
So pack your layers and proper footwear. Sunny, calm days are a luxury.
But that moody weather drives a really cool indoor culture.
Oh, absolutely. Like Alesund's vibrant record shop scene.
Yeah.
The blogger had this great anecdote about visiting a shop called Jukebox.
The one where the staff wear suits.
Yes. You kind of have to pretend to be cool just to walk in.
Yeah.
But then you have places like Steri Antikvarietet, which is much more relaxed.
Just digging through vintage vinyl on a rainy afternoon.
Exactly. And if you want the perfect mood setter, the blogger suggests listening to the song Alesund by Mark Kozelek while wandering the streets.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, that moody coastal geography is the entire engine of the city's economy. Alesund is Norway's most important fishing harbor.
Which means we need to talk about the culinary scene. Let's bring up XL Diner.
Oh yes, the largest clipfish or bacalhau restaurant in Northern Europe.
For those who don't know, what exactly is clipfisk? This isn't just your standard salted cod recipe.
Not at all. It starts with skrei, which is a magnificent migratory cod from the Lofoten Islands.
So it's already a premium fish.
Exactly. Then it's aged for 2 full years. This process profoundly concentrates the flavor. What XL Diner does is prepare this deeply traditional Norwegian ingredient with rich Mediterranean flavors.
It successfully competes with Portuguese bacalhau while staying totally rooted in Norwegian history.
It's brilliant.
And there are other culinary gems too. You can grab creamy fish soup and bacalhau at Fisketorget, get wood-fired pizza and traditional dishes at Anno, or head up market to Shibua.
Shibua is amazing because they literally keep the fresh catches in live tanks right inside the restaurant.
That direct connection to the ocean doesn't stop at the restaurants. It brings us right to the Atlantic Sea Park, or Atlanterhavsparken,
One of Northern Europe's largest saltwater aquariums.
built directly into the stunning coastline at Tunised.
The engineering alone is fascinating. The massive windows of the Atlantic tank weigh 30 tons each.
30 tons.
Yeah, they were so heavy they had to be transported down the coast by boat and craned in.
And the marine life inside is just as wild. They have Humboldt penguins that molt all their feathers in August and September.
They also have a ridiculously rare 2-colored lobster.
Right, a 1 in 50 million occurrence.
And crabs that have evolved to actually swim through the water rather than just crawl on the bottom.
From natural history, we have to pivot to human history at the Sunnmøre Museum. It's this massive open-air museum with 55 historic houses.
What's fascinating here is their boat collection. It traces the whole maritime evolution of the region.
Starting with Viking ship replicas.
Right, and progressing to the medieval merchant ship Borgen Naren.
But the one that really stands out is the MK Helland. This was a fishing boat that made daring voyages to England during World War II, right?
Exactly. It was part of the Shetland bus operation. Local fishermen made these incredibly dangerous, unarmed crossings in the dead of winter to smuggle refugees out and bring resistance fighters in.
It just shows the immense bravery of that community. So what does this all mean for you, the listener? It means Alesund isn't just a destination, it's the ultimate base camp.
It is the perfect launch pad for day trips.
Like the UNESCO-listed Fjord.
Famous for the Seven Sisters and the Studer waterfalls.
And then you have Trollstigen, the legendary mountain road. 11 hairpin turns right alongside the 240-meter Stigfossen waterfall.
Though we should add a quick caveat, that road can sometimes close due to rock falls, so always check ahead.
Good tip. But a favorite recommendation from the travel blogs is actually the Fjord.
Oh, it's so dramatic and quiet.
You can take a boat cruise on the classic 1949 heritage vessel MS Bruvik. Or, if you want some adrenaline, a high-speed RI boat.
Surrounded by the jagged Sunnmøre Alps.
But right in the middle of that isolation, you stop at the historic Hotel Union Eye.
Built in 1891.
Royals and celebrities have been staying there for centuries. It's perfectly preserved luxury in the middle of this harsh landscape.
And if you want one more quick escape, there's the Anes Lighthouse on Guddu Island. Just a 30-minute drive away.